it will do the combination of the 3 waves so that you get a much direct result. So Cindy, for example, she has really coarse hair, dark, but she has olive skin, being Mediterranean.
Yeah.
It was 2 treatments and she already reported to us she has no hair growing back. So
Okay.
2 treatments were enough. Obviously we need to top it up.
You mentioned that she's Mediterranean with
Olive skin, so Fitzpatrick
She's
3,
3.
4.
It's not 4?
Well, she had just come back from holiday when we did the first treatment, so I told her wait 3 weeks because we don't know how much damage has happened as a UV. So in order for us to get the correct assessment of the actual skin not burning or we're not doing anything. So then we selected 3 because that is her normal skin tone. So when we went to hair, you have 2 modes, okay? So this is the second step. You can select the smart mode, which the parameters are preset for you. Although we still want to be extra safe, we have lowered the intensity. On the training manual, you will see the parameters that are there. It's just so that you are safely performing the treatment. If the client, when you do the test shot, if the client is comfortable, you can use this preset parameters, no problem. If you are already an existing laser expert, you will choose the calibration, for example. You will choose the intensity, so it's all touch screen. You will choose the milliseconds, you will choose the actual intensity of energy. If you are not sure, we obviously go onto smart mode, we select our client, we select the Fitzpatrick tone, and also we select the area. So let's put an example here, Fitzpatrick 2, and we're doing the client's arms, we click done. You do have a preset there, but on the manual you will have your safe parameters of operation, so you are not causing any damage. So once you have that going, sorry, I forgot to switch on the cooling system. So here with this device, we don't switch on the cooling system for the patch test, so we leave that as the lowest because you want to be realistic, because the handpiece is already cooling down and you have it already at 13 degrees. The moment you start working, the triple cooling system will become activated and you can reach minus temperatures with this, depending on the area that you are working. Obviously on the face, when you select face, is going to cool it even more because the face is a little bit more sensitive than if you were working on the legs, okay? Once you have done your patch test, we then go and put our cooling system to the maximum and we are ready to start our treatments. Then obviously you have your safety mechanisms for the full back. You need to make sure the key is inserted at the back. So that is the key of operation. Okay. The device also comes with a foot pedal, but because you will actively be working with a handpiece, you know, personally, I just prefer to just go for it, okay? So in the actual working mode, once you actually work, because the system is so effective, is literally, if you're working on the leg, you literally will work all the way up. You will repeat that, and then as a finishing treatment, we're just going to browse over the area like back-forth movement. I can do a front and back of the legs in 30 minutes. So it's like in, out.
Okay, you mentioned that you go like one way.
So we go, for example, because of the actual applicator, we're going to go over one of the areas.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go over the other one because you'll have the gel here. You will just use that gel to come back down, and then you just use the gel to dispense. Obviously, you do need to have a nice layer of gel already applied, and it's just so that you are quick to do the treatment. Once you have finished doing the passes, we can go back and forth so that you are making sure that the follicle is being hit at different angles, and then literally that's it. We have a male client who's doing treatments from face to body. He reported already after 2 treatments also no hair regrowth on the arms, on the chest. It's a bit patchy on the face, but you do need to keep up the treatments. So simple operation, but 100% effective.
Okay. how can I make it? Would you be able to show me on my hand?
The feeling?
The feeling, yeah.
Of course.
I tried another machine of laser hair removal, and actually they show me that I have like they show me that I have to work like to have the area separated like not more than this size. Which, for example, for my hands, and I have quite small hands, they divide it in 4, and they have to work on separate like on 4 areas, like just on my half hand. And they say that you work, it's not about the time, but it's about as soon as the client starts to feel like prickling and the heat, and then you can observe like some erythema on the hand, like being red. But I find it like quite painful because, for example, for me, I did before the stack mode, I used the stack mode laser machine, which for me was painful. That's why I decided to go. With that one it's much easier and even the time is less. But I decided to go just to offer like the treatment for the person like to feel more comfortable and more relaxed. But yesterday I found it on my hand quite like disturbing, and like I had the time.
You
I
have
felt
to
uncomfortable.
stop.
No, it's like you go, but like you go, and I have to tell like, okay, I feel the heat, I feel the prickling already. Okay, you can stop because I couldn't anymore. Yeah, and then she looked and she saw that the hand it's not getting yet red and like a bit like swollen, like irritated. And then she said, we can go one more time.
Let me ask you a quick important question. Did you have a shave of the hair?
24 hours before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's just because sometimes it can influence even not having a smooth surface.
Yeah.
It can influence the actual treatments to become effective in that specific follicle. Because if we're going to look at the principles of light and how the light is penetrating, you are also addressing not only the hair follicle, but you are also addressing the actual follicle where the actual hair is growing. So the shaft where the actual follicle,
Yeah.
because the melanocytes are the ones that are going to say, okay, we need to calm down our production of the hair, we need to calm down to stop feeding the bulb so that there is no hair regrowth. Okay? So all those parameters can be accountable. Okay? So where would you like me to do?
On my hand as well. On the other
So
hand.
have you had any tests done on that arm already in the last week?
No.
Okay, so you only had it done on that
Yeah.
arm yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, that would
But
be
still, I have how far that we work only on these 2 parts. Like if you want.
Well, if you would like to see a demo of the actual operation,
Yes.
I will give you and I will do the actual, because with this device, we don't work in small sections. We
Okay.
literally go for it.
I mean, it depends what speed you set up, because if you work on this like here,
Obviously, when you're working on the face, you're going to have the static pose, especially when you're doing a lip treatment. You're going to statically place the probe onto the area because the actual milliseconds are going to be much slower, and you will see that the light is not flashing as fast. So all the
yeah.
parameters are preset exactly for that purpose. So it's broken down on different areas.
It's actually, if I choose the smart one, the machine is already set for all the areas.
Yes, but you still need to observe that the smart mode, for you to be 100% safe, you always need to cross-check the parameters on the actual manual, because our medical doctor found that they are slightly a little bit too high for someone who is just starting a journey of hair removal. Okay? So she has given us the parameters for a safer operation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I'm working now in the salon with a different machine, and it's like I do set the joules, and I set the area where it works, because there is like 10 area, it's like you choose the kilojoules.
Yeah.
You choose, and then it gives me the time that I have to work on the area, and it's like much easier because like you just
Here it
work
gives you the shorts.
No, so here you set the intensity, you set the energy. Obviously you do have the smart mode. So like for example, if we were selecting you, I would definitely go for a skin type 1, Fitzpatrick. You do have that intensity, but this intensity of Joule is probably going to be a little bit too strong for you. I'm just going to cross-check in the manual. Do you mind to open the manual for me? Just going to kind of get a pair of glasses.
By now I thought that I'm type 3 and you are saying type 1.
Yeah, your skin is very pale. I wouldn't say that you are type 3 at all. If you're going to look at the Fitzpatrick scale, I would look at it from the actual color. So this is the closest skin tone to, okay, I'm tanned, but I would say my natural skin color, if I was to be selecting, it's between a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
Naturally, but because you have do you have any self-tan at all on
No,
your arms?
no.
So I would say that you are definitely a 1 to possibly 2, but I would go with the 1 just to be safe, because the triple wave is going to target according to the comfort. Obviously when you are selecting the parameters, so the cooling system currently at 100%, the display is at 11 degrees, and you have that information also available here on the handpiece. So you don't have to change the parameters there. You want to change the temperature, you want to change the energy, you can literally just change here. Once you have pressed start, you can change the energy here, okay? Oh, actually it does change also before. So you can change the intensity level here, and you can just go and do your treatment. Okay? Bear with me, let me just grab some gloves. So here on arms, so we have power 14 and 38 pulses. So we would set it up at 14. Come on. 14, and then we have 38 pulses and 3 to 4 frequency. So here I'm just going to go into the minimum. Come on. Okay? And then it will set automatically the milliseconds. So it's telling me that that would be the best. So the system changes according. So like if you were to increase, the higher the hertz, the lower the pulse is going to be. Okay? So in this case, we want to make it the most comfortable possible. Okay?
Okay.
Bear with me a second.
So this is the protocol you will have. You can
Yeah.
start with this, and then obviously if you already have experience, you communicate with your client, and you can increase. But even working with these protocols, 2 sessions, and then 50% of hair they already noticed.
Yeah, we had a training in Poland,
Very, very.
and one of our colleagues were the models. She shaved before and everything, and it's been 2 months, and she doesn't have any hair on her legs. She's not really hairy though, but still, it's really effective. Because I've done laser before with another machine in a clinic, and I did 12 sessions, and they were really painful. And I tried this one because of the cooling. It's not painful at all.
This is what I normally try.
And after 12 sessions, I still have quite a bit hair, and I'm not really hairy as well.
So you girls are going to have to, you will not be able to record this because you cannot be looking at the laser. I don't have spare goggles, I'm afraid. They have some peroxidine.
So we need glasses, goggles.
No, that is not, you can't be recording it.
Be fine. I did in Poland.
I need to make a quick call.
Okay. Getting ready for the treatment. Sorry guys who's watching us.
They are disinfected.
I won't be able to see the treatment, yeah?
Because do you want to cause damage to your eyesight?
But I will have to use on the client the same goggles or...
If you want to watch the treatment, I can take it for the country.
Hmm?
They're not live, are they?
Live.
Okay, I need a new spatula. So you can use those. I will close my eyes. Okay.
Use mine and I close my eyes.
I'm okay.
But as
It's
soon as you
not.
touch like the...
I'm just going to do a patch test on you first.
Okay.
So, nice and relaxed arm here. So you're not. I don't want you to be having an experience. Okay. This is just chlorhexidine.
Okay.
Just making sure we don't have any product or I don't know. You could have applied a little bit of body lotion or something like that. I'm just gonna leave this as my rubbish. So with this one, I would recommend you to apply a nice thick layer, not too thick, because obviously the handpiece is going to be doing accumulation of all the gel on the sides, and then you can just use that to actually glide back down, okay? So I'm gonna get myself ready. And I'm going to do one pulse for you, and then you tell me. Okay, so you can feel the cold of the probe.
Yeah.
How was that?
No, fine.
Okay. So you're happy for me to do one glide, so for
Yeah.
you to see? Okay, so here we go. Okay?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Cooling. Cooling. You don't need cooling?
It's on.
No.
It's
So
off.
this was without the cooling. So then when we put the cooling, so we're gonna stop that. And we're gonna put the cooling to the maximum. Now you're gonna feel it even colder, okay? I'm just gonna use that gel because obviously the positioning that I am in is not the most ideal. So I'm going, so here we have temperature currently at -1,
Okay.
okay? So this would be how quickly you would do, obviously if we were doing it, for example, on the portion here of the arm, I would come here and I would come. How is the comfort level?
Yeah, very nice.
And you can really feel the cold,
Yeah.
you know, really cooling down and
With
tightening the
cooling
skin.
at zero,
But this is what I wanted you to experience because a lot of clients say, I really don't feel it.
Yeah.
And even if you were to increase the energy to the preset parameters, just to give you a test on what you would feel, it is comfortable. It's not something, I know the intensity is quite high. I'm going to be safe and I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to leave it with a cooling at maximum. So we literally are just going to be repeating the same thing that we have done before. Obviously you will feel the prickling now because we're working at a higher intensity level, but you can see the erythema on your skin, literally.
Can I?
Yes, of course. But it's not like that irritation. What you are going to get later is you may get like a dryness feeling on your skin, and you may feel it a little bit itchy, but obviously once you finish the treatment you would protect the skin with SPF factor 50, and you would just literally leave the client to go. I normally apply even SPF on the body parts just so that no pigmentation, nothing else is actually interacting with the skin. Okay? Just for the purposes of making sure, I will clean you up afterwards, don't you worry. Nice thick layer. Okay, here we go.
No, it's so nice.
It's still nice, right? So even though we have used the standard parameter, so if you are a confident therapist and you know that this is a safety for your client, you have that all there for you, because the triple cooling technology are working at -3 currently. I have worked at -9 when working on chest and arms and face. So it's literally about your speed of movement, and then if we were to finish here on the section, I could use that as my mechanism, but we can also do literally this type of movements. Still comfortable?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to finish off this body part.
Yeah. And how many times should I go on the skin?
So, if you are working correctly, so we're going to
Yeah.
go down. Let me just do the same thing and stop that. So, we're going to go down.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have the gel accumulation here. Then you would go up. So you are spreading the gel at the same time with the applicator.
Okay.
Then we're going to come back down on the inside of the arm. And then you can reuse the gel, and we can go side to side, and we're going to do a swing, and then you just finish like that. It's literally arms. You're going to be taking, let's put the scenario. If you book a client for a 20 to 30 minute treatment, in 15 minutes you will be done. You have time to turn over, you have time to prepare your client, you have time for them to pay and to walk out. This is me saying from my speed of motion, and this is how difficult it is to do this. Okay?
Yeah.
Any other questions that may generate post this experience?
Is there in the book like the settings, like showing what's the minimum and what's the maximum?
So you have your minimum parameters of operation. Obviously, if you want to be working with the standardized parameters of the machine, you will be working with these parameters, and these are the parameters that are safe for you to use. In case, let's imagine, you've had a client that did not have the ideal result. Can I ask a favor? Can you just hold on for me? If you had a client that did not have the ideal results, with that experience of that treatment, you can then obviously increase your intensity by also regulating the hertz. And I'm trying not to be aggressive with the cleaning because I want you to see the actual very pinkish erythema that you received post receiving that actual laser treatment. So how uncomfortable from a scale from 0 to 5 was it?
0.
Amazing. So that is exactly what you want to request as a feedback from your client as well. Let me just get a little bit of SPF to protect your arm.
And should I cover the moles when I do, or it's not, or just the big one?
These are literally moles that are not raised.
Just the red moles?
So the moment you start having moles, like for example, if we are looking at larger moles than those standard ones, because you have the protection of the gel, the actual light is not going to be addressing those, it's not going to make them grow, it's not going to be. The moment there is an elevation of that mole, yes. And obviously you can block it out if you want to. Sometimes I would do a little bit of SPF on that area. I would apply the gel, or I would highlight with an aesthetic pencil, just so that you are working around it. And because you have the probe capacity, which would be able to go into a static pose, you literally will do a shot in that area, you will do a shot on the side. Of course.
No. It's like, no.
It's a standard, and you want that safety because you see that it's robust. And you have also your handpiece safety, which comes attached to the machine. It's just literally, what type of clients normally come to you for laser?
Well, in place where I work, they come all type of skin, but because I'm looking to get this for my clinic, then anyway I will have to work like mostly working on, because this is visiting the salon. Like
Which area do you live in, if you don't mind me asking? Just kind of make an imprint of the type of